People might be underestimating that we could be entering a new era of abundance, a different era of abundance. And what I mean by this is all three of these technologies could make such a dramatic impact on what we can do, what humans can do, that the costs of a lot of things that we're used to could shift. And actually you could watch more cheaper things go to more people, and we could bring many people over the world on much more clean or kind of green technologies. And I'll just give you one example, which is a little complicated because you can go into a bunch of ways how this would affect, AI would affect, bring costs down in education, all kinds of things. But what I just want to mention is every city on the planet is constrained now by affordable housing. Nobody has enough affordable housing. Why? Individual car ownership. 1/3 of all cities is jammed with individual cars that are used only 5% of the time. They're sitting on the side of the street. They have to have a parking lot. They have all kinds of things. I would expect, it's hard to predict exactly how this will play out, but autonomous vehicles could be used, shared autonomous vehicles, to claim back up to 1/3 of all major cities. In the US, Europe, Jakarta, Mexico City, every one of these cities is kind of just choked with that traffic now. And you can imagine a much different way that instead of that 95% not being used in somebody's driveway, it's actually moving all over the place. Now again, that's a kind of a secondary effect of like autonomous vehicles, which, by the way, are absolutely happening in the next 25 years. In fact, they're already starting in San Francisco. You can get taxis now with them. Energy. The function of every civilization is a function of how abundant and cheap is your energy. And it is possible now that we're starting to move into an energy abundant era. Now, this is a simple way to think about this. This is my house, my solar panels with my battery and my electric car in California. I don't care now about using energy. I can leave lights on. I can drive anywhere because it's taking all my energy from the sun, has no kind of bad impact on the environment through internal combustion. And so I don't care about energy. I can use energy as much as I want. It's limitless. For the next 30 years, it's paid for and limitless. Now, I'm just giving you as a little shift of like how we think about energy. Ultimately, I think in the next 25 years, we're also going to see the commercial availability of fusion energy. Oops, sorry, I already moved that fast. But if we get to that, and that's one of these, let's see if it happens, but then you're talking about incredibly cheap, incredibly abundant, incredibly reliable, essentially energy, which could well happen here. Not a promise there. And the last final thing I'll just mention is with biotech, things that are very expensive now, healthcare, and others. You could imagine if you understood the genetic makeup of everybody and you understand the biological processes of everyone and you had AI regulating cheaply everybody and actually acting as a daily doctor for you, it could actually bring down the cost of healthcare and if actually lead to much more healthy lives. Again, with no kind of damage to the environment. So there's a lot of these new technologies could have a second wave of abundance that we've never really had before.